In yesterday's video, I reviewed Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. Well, in this video, I'm going to explain to you the major breakthrough that I made by reading the first part of that book, and specifically, why it is that I could always get into shape, but I could never stay in shape. In my life, I've been in shape a lot of times, okay? Basically, it was physical shape, like, being in the military, doing martial arts, and I was strong or fast or flexible. And, but there were a couple of times that I got myself in really good aesthetic shape, okay? And what I've noticed is I could never stay in shape. And it wasn't a matter of me not enjoying my diet or not being able to enjoy training. It was, there always something kind of came up that, just when I was really getting into really good shape, I just couldn't stay in shape. Well, I never realized what the hell was going on, okay, until I read the book Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And like I said in my last video, in the first book, he talks about the wealth blueprint or the money blueprint, which is basically, the beliefs you have and the habits you have that either cause you to accumulate massive wealth or to stay broke for your entire life. Well, that kind of got me to thinking. And it got me to thinking about why it is that I could so easily and so quickly get really ripped or really big, really in good shape, but it could never last. So what I ended up figuring out was when I got out of the Army, okay, first of all, I already had a bad habit. I put off my life while I was in the Army. I was in for 7 years, and I saved money and I worked out all the time, but I never went on like a really strict diet to get in shape, okay? And I never really, I never built a business because you're in the Army, you're moving all the time, you might go on deployment, you might go into the field, you might go into some training, so I never really had time. And I kind of built the bad habit of, some people might call it patience, it's really procrastination. Like, well, when I get out of the Army, I'm going to do this and this and this and this and this. Okay? I left the Army and I went into a relationship with a girlfriend that I had when I was in the Army. She was German. I was stationed in Germany. So I got out and stayed in Germany. Okay? And I would get into shape, but I'd always, like, not yo-yo diet, but I basically get in shape and get out of shape, okay? I'd, I could just never really pull the trigger. I wanted to invest in real estate back then, create a passive income. I could never really pull the trigger. And what I realize now, having read this book, is she told me even once, okay, it's not good when a man changes. Apparently, at some point in my life, my girlfriend at the time, which I also didn't realize until I read this book, she had some bad wiring in her head because she had two of her friends. One of them, her husband left her. They were married. The other one, her husband cheated on her. And, they had both, gotten in shape, dressed differently, had their hair differently, got a new haircut, started hanging out with their friends and stuff. So every time that I got promoted at my job and I didn't need her, like you need somebody in a relationship. You're in a relationship because you want to be in a relationship. But she saw it. Now that I've read this book, I know what her thinking was. She saw it as like, oh, I don't need her because I got a promotion. I don't need her because I'm starting up a side business. I don't need her because I'm getting in really good shape. Okay, I don't need her because I'm starting to go to the tanning salon. I don't need her because I'm looking better. So every time that I did something that I thought was positive, and at the time I was like, hey, you and me against the world, we're going to conquer the world, we're going to buy our house, we're going to create a passive income with real estate investments, and she didn't see it like that. She just got threatened every time. In the beginning, when I started to go on a diet or get in shape, she'd just be different. She'd just be like in a bad mood or really standoffish, really cold every time. And, when I start to really get in good shape or really start to, get promoted and get better and better jobs, she was always like, she would just be, verbally just like really negative about everything. She didn't want to move out of the apartment. She didn't want to do anything. She didn't want to get a house. She didn't want me to buy rental properties. Nothing at all. Very negative. And what happened is at some point I left. I moved out, okay? I ended up in another relationship with another girl, and this one lasted for like 3 years. she was separated but still married. I mean, it took forever to get a divorce in Germany. So she was separated but still married. And I don't know. I mean, every time that I worked out, every time that I, started a diet or something like this, she would start up. Okay, she would start up as being like really negative. She would start, start off at like, after a while she started actually accusing me. Like I would come home from the gym excited. I got in shape, like not for her, I do it for myself, but also for my woman to look good for her. I'd come home in a great mood. Hey, I got a great workout. And these workouts that I did were basically like the beginning of the anaerobics workouts, really high intensity intervals, plyometrics, burpees, jump rope intervals. So I'd come home and it's like, and after a while she would actually accuse me. She's like, oh, so who worked you out? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Who worked you out? Where were you with? Who are you with? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I took off my shirt, threw it on the ground, like splat, soaking wet. It like just smeared a puddle all over the ground. One time she started up and I just picked my shirt off and I wrung it out like all over the kitchen table. It's just sweat, water everywhere. I'm like, cannot you see that I've been working out intensively for the last 45 minutes? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? She's like, you could have worked out and also met up with somebody. Really, really negative. And the problem with me is, first of all, I have like, I don't know if it's because of my military training or the way I was brought up or whatever, but I have like a misguided loyalty. Okay? Where like, I don't know, I just can't like, I can't leave a woman just because, she's insecure. Yes, I should have, and I ended up leaving both of these women. But the fact is, I stayed with them, and also I hate conflict. I hate coming home. Like, if you're single, and a woman's being annoying, you just be like, listen, whatever is up with your mood, I'm leaving, and go home to yourself. But the problem is, she's going to be there every time. So, like, it's hard enough to build a business in a positive environment or a neutral environment where nobody's encouraging you but nobody's dragging you down. But it's hard to build a business, stay on a diet, work out consistently if somebody's dragging you down. You're like, the harder I work on my business, the worse of a mood she's going to be in. If the harder I work out, the worse of a mood she's going to be in. The stricter I am with my diet, the worse of a mood she's going to be in. And after a while, I just get to the point where it's like, listen, fine, I won't eat, chicken breasts or whatever. I'll eat whatever you cooked. Listen, just stop being a bitch. Seriously. Like, that's where I said that, or whether I just like, did it. Like, let me just, avoid conflict here because I just hate this. Like, I worked all day, then I worked out, I'm on a diet, and now she's just in a worse mood. So anyway, what happens basically at the end is I built up, while I was in the Army, the habit of, like I said, patience, which basically means procrastination. Like, as soon as I get out of this relationship, or as soon as she gets in a better mood, I'm going to go ahead and start doing this, this, and this. Also, basically, after these two women, I basically learned that if I accomplish anything financially, it's going to cause problems with my relationship. If I get in shape, stay strict on my diet, it's going to cause problems with my relationship. I did not know any of this until I read Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. But the fact is, now I've got a girlfriend who is 100% supportive, okay? And still, I had a hard time. I would switch diets or switch workouts, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I'm in real estate, so I'd work really hard and get results, and then I kind of like slack off. Like, why is it? Why do I have like a governor in my head? When I reach a certain level of physical fitness, I like back off and and start stepping back, or I reach a certain level of financial success and I back off again. Why is it? Like, what the hell's going on? And when I read this book, and I read about the money blueprint, and I read about if I'm not successful in fitness, it's because I have something in the back of my head that's dragging me down. And it was basically all of these women. So I actually sat down with my girlfriend and I talked to her about this. I'm like, listen, I'm working out and stuff, and I'm doing this. And she's like, of course, that's what I like about you. She's like, why would I not want my boyfriend to be in really good shape and to be well groomed and to look good? Like, what kind of girl wouldn't want that? I'm like, well, the girls that I've dated in my life, I guess. And the same thing financially. She's like, why would I not want my boyfriend to build up a passive income so we could travel more? We don't have to have real jobs. We could just work on our investments. You know, why would I not want you to go out and buy rental properties? Why would I not want you to flip houses? Like, why is it that, you know, you think I'm going to drag you down here? And like I said, that's basically what it came down to is I actually had to have this. I read this book, thought to myself, why is it that I could achieve so much so quickly, financially or in terms of my appearance and my fitness, but I always start taking steps back right when I get to the pinnacle, or right where I just start to really accomplish something. And like I said, then after that, I had this conversation with my girlfriend, and I also made like peace with myself. It's like, listen, you know, life is short. Every day counts. Every step forward counts. Don't make any steps backward. And if somebody doesn't want me to succeed, or us to succeed, if you're in a relationship, I have no room whatsoever in my life. I'm not going to tolerate that whatsoever. I have no room whatsoever for negativity or for somebody who's going to drag me down at all in my life. Like, I will immediately, whether it's a friend of mine or a relationship, like a family relationship or a girlfriend, I will immediately distance myself from this person and never see them or talk to them again if they start to drag me down for whatever reason. Like I said, my girlfriend right now, I don't have to. You know, I mean, she's very supportive of me. She's not just neutral and not dragging me down. She's actually supportive and encouraging me. But still, because I had so much bad wiring in my head, I couldn't keep on doing anything. Like I said, the better I got, the more I accomplished, the worse I felt and the more scared I was that all of a sudden we're going to have problems at home. So what I'm basically trying to say is read this book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. The first half of it, at least, because that deals with, he calls it the money blueprint, but it's not just like your money blueprint. You could apply that to fitness. You could apply that to your appearance, your relationships. You know, why do women keep going back to guys that beat them? Why do men keep going back to women that control them and henpeck them all the time and berate them? You know, why is it that you can't have lasting success in a certain area of your life? Because there's always a reason for it. You know, rich people, fit people, people in happy relationships are no different from anybody else. They just have different beliefs that cause them to take different actions. And like I said, it's just if you have a problem in your life, something you just can't do or can't keep at, read this book, apply the principles, and then, like I said, just figure out what it is that you have in your head that keeps you from succeeding or keeps you from being consistent.